Hi, starting out with NuWave Oven recipes, and it's time for making bacon in the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. This smart convection toaster oven can do some good cooking, so let's get going on that bacon now. Okay, so I've got myself some of this Applewood smoked center cut bacon. This stuff is usually sold at my local Costco. It tastes very good. It's a thick sliced bacon. So I'm going to be basically loading up this top rack with about 8 slices just because of the number of people I'm cooking for. And that's going to be on the 3rd rack from the bottom. So like 1, 2, 3 up is this rack up on number 3 of the racks. On the bottom rack, the very lowest rack, I've just got a rack lined with some aluminum foil. That's just to catch some drippings and to keep the drippings off the heating elements. I don't like anything dripping on those heating elements. I don't think that'll play out well for their life in the long run if they get food dripping on them. So I'm just going to get the bacon laid out now on this rack up, the higher rack I have up here. Okay, so I got 8 slices laid out lengthwise across the rack there, and that's about as much as you can fit. I'm going to just turn on the lights to be able to see. Close up the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven, and now I'm going to hit the power button to turn it on. I'm going to hit on the menu. I'm going to do an air fry. Oops, sorry. Go back to air fry. So we're on air fry, and I'm going to take it up to 425 degrees, and then I'm going to hit the time temp button. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to leave it at the default of 15 and see how it does, but I may pull it sooner. So let's go ahead and hit that start button. And so now it's running, and with it running, you hear how quiet it is. I mean, it's actively running and cooking now, and very quiet all the same. So I'll bring you back in a bit, and we'll see how this bacon does.
There's smoke in the den.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about that.
There's smoking? Heads up. There's smoke in the den. The alarm may sound. The alarm is loud. Smoke alarm silenced in the den.
Okay, that 15 minutes is up. Let me just show you. After 15 minutes at 425, this bacon is not nearly done. Not nearly done at all. It has been producing a lot of smoke. Had to silence my smoke alarm. I haven't had to do that with a cooker that I can remember. So I've had, to silence the smoke alarm. So it's letting a lot of smoke out as it cooks. But 15 minutes, it's not done. So I'm basically going to, at this point, turn it off, turn it back on, hit menu again, we'll go back to air fry, and then I'm going to go back to my 425, and I'm going to hit time temp, and although I've got it for 10 minutes, I'll see how long it takes, but this cooker takes a little while with the bacon, so I'll bring you on back. Okay, I've let this go for 16 minutes total now, because I let it go for another 6. I just hit the pause button to pause the cook and let you see this here. You can see all the bacon's pretty well done now. As you can see in the back pieces of bacon cooked a little quicker than pieces further up. It seems everything that I cook cooks faster in that back, like the back has a hot spot back there, hotter than the rest. So I'm going to take this off, take one of these slices of bacon off now, and just plate it there. And I'll just leave the rest of them in there to just simmer around or something, and turn it off. But I'm going to go ahead, get the camera adjusted, and do a taste test of this bacon from the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. Alright, so this bacon from the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven, there you go. Let's do a taste. Okay, so the bacon turned out well. Basically, I went 16 minutes. and that was thick cut bacon. So, you know, depending on your cut of bacon, you probably can do about 14 to 18 minutes to get your bacon done. I did have to again silence my smoke alarms. Smoke alarms went off again. So this thing produces a lot of smoke while it's cooking bacon. I will say, you know, having multiple cookers, I wouldn't be running to this one to go cook bacon because just too much smoke. You know, I've never had any of my other cookers, NuWave Oven or the Power Air Fryer oven. None of those set off the smoke alarms like this one did with cooking bacon. So that's a factor to consider. And my smoke alarms are not in the kitchen. My smoke alarms are in other rooms outside of the kitchen and still picking up smoke from the kitchen. So that's something to be aware of. But all the same, it does cook the bacon. It does air fry the bacon. The bacon does taste good. You know, it's just a little bit of a smoky factor there to consider. Hi, it's starting out with NuWave Oven recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up bacon in the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. I've tried this one way and it came out a little smoky, so I'm going to try it another way that is probably more the way that it should be done. Okay, so for cooking bacon in the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven, I'll say the last time that I tried some bacon, I did it on the upper rack, on like the third rack up, and I used the air fry option. You don't want to do that with bacon. It causes a lot of smoke. I'm serious when I say it filled my house with smoke, and smoke alarms in other rooms were going off because there was smoke all over the place. Don't put the air fry option with your bacon up on one of the upper racks is the way to cook your bacon in the NuWave Breville. I just had the bacon basically just on an open rack and had things on the air fry. And I had like a pan, well, I had some foil on a rack underneath catching drippings, but it just caused way too much smoke. You don't want to do it that way. So this is the way that we're going to do it. Basically, I've got the baking pan with the little grill rack or the little grill holder on it. And so I'm going to put that on the lowest rack. So put that on the lowest rack and turn the light on so you can see better. And I'm going to close it up, turn it on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the menu button until I get to the grill preset. So it's on the grill pre-program preset. So it's doing 400 degrees, 15 minutes is its default. And I'm going to hit start. And what it's going to do, it's going to preheat. And so it's going to preheat that grill to 400 degrees. And once it's preheated, we'll get that bacon on. And we'll get to frying some bacon on the grill of the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. Okay, so the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven has finished its preheat. It's starting a 5-minute countdown. Remember, I've got that baking pan with the grill on top on the lowest rack. I will say for the preheat, although it takes between 6 and 7.5 minutes to do preheat if you're using the preheat button where it does both the top and bottom heat sources to preheat things, with the preheat for the grill, what it did, it only did the bottom heat source to heat things up to 400 degrees, and it seemed to take much longer to preheat. I honestly did not time it, but it took, it seemed like it was more than 7 minutes to me. It may have been more like 10 minutes for it to preheat. So keep in mind that when you're using the grill option and you got to wait through that preheat, it takes a long time to preheat. But I've got my bacon here, and so everything's preheated, so I'm just going to open up and I'm going to go ahead and start putting that bacon on that grill pan. It looks like the thing just fell off a rack when I grabbed for it. When I grabbed for it, it fell off. This rack fell out of place. Alright, got the rack back in place now. Sorry about that. But that's something to know. Don't press too hard on the racks. Anyway, let's get our bacon on. You hear that bacon sizzling? That's pretty cool. Alright, I got about 5 pieces, I guess, depending how you configure things. You may be able to fit more or less. Let me just get that in there. Oh, I got my Let me get my gloves off. I got my rack again hooked. Got my rack hooked on that thing there. You gotta be careful. These racks seem to fall out of place easy. And I'm keeping this in the video so you see it. But now I've closed up my 5 strips of bacon in there. And it's down to 2 minutes on the preheat. And if I didn't stop the preheat, I will stop from this countdown. It would default to some settings I probably don't want. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button. So now it's going to go to the 15 minutes, 400 degrees. So it's going to go ahead and cook. I'm going to let it go for that 15 minutes at 400, see what we get. If it's not cooked enough, we may have to do some adjusting of things up and down a little bit. I'm thinking because of the time that it took to get things open and all, and what I'm seeing now, I'm not seeing a real sizzle on my grill, so I'm going to go ahead and up my temp to 450, go all the way with it. So let it go ahead and get real nice and hot like that. And we'll let that bacon go ahead and cook at 450 from the grill. Because from that bottom heat source, I'm thinking we need a little more. So I'll bring you on back and we'll see how this is cooked up after the 15 minutes of cooking time. Okay, things have been going for 11 minutes like this at 450 with the grill going. I'm going to pause and I'm going to flip this bacon over. It's just like cooking on a grill. Tons of smoke coming out now. And there wasn't a bunch of smoke coming out while it was closed cooking. So this is definitely the way to cook your bacon. But you got to treat it just like you're on a grill. And although I'm flipping it, it's not very cooked on the side that I'm flipping from, so that means we're going to have to cook things probably longer than the 15 minutes that we started out with. So I'm going to extend my cooking time, keep that temp at 450. I definitely recommend start your preheat at 400 because it takes a long time just to get to 400. So no need to wait until 450. Just start at 400 and get going with your cook. Now I'm going to go ahead and up my time. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hit the start pause button again to get it going. Then I'm going to up my time another, let's say another 10 minutes. My temp is still at 450. So it's been going for like 11 minutes. So adding another 10 to that, it could go up to 21 total, but maybe finish sooner. I'm hoping, Lord, we're going to finish sooner. We don't want to wait too long for our bacon. But it's been going for 11, flipped, and now we're going to see how it does with this other side, and I'll bring you on back. This might just be a matter of 10 on one side, 10 on the other to get it done, but I'll let you know. Alright, so basically this bacon has been cooking for 21 minutes total after what seemed to be like a 10-minute preheat for the grill. And although I wasn't getting a lot of smoke before and I thought, oh, this is the way to do it, I'm getting tons of smoke coming out of there now. It's still not done. I've got to cook longer. So eventually this is going to fill my house up with smoke the same way I had the house filled with smoke when I cooked things on the high rack. On a higher rack, it wasn't the highest, it was like the third up rack, and I did the air fry, filled the house with smoke. I've got a lot of smoke coming out right now cooking it this way. I'm going to continue cooking it, but I'm not going to recommend this cooker for bacon at all. I mean, this cooker is just not good for the bacon, but to finish out the cook, just for the sake of finishing out the cook, I'm going back to the grill option, and I'm cranking it back up to 450. The temp, or the time, I'll just let it do its default until I see it's done. So we've gone for 21 minutes. We'll see how much longer we have to go. But I'm just going to give a frank, don't cook bacon in this thing. I'm sorry. I haven't had it work out very well. It just causes too much smoke. Other cookers I cook bacon in never had all this smoke that this thing creates with bacon. Even using the grill pan, too much smoke. I wouldn't do bacon in this. Except for these videos that I'm doing for you here. I wouldn't recommend you do bacon in the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. Alright, since I restarted it, it's actually doing the preheat process again before it even starts really cooking at the 450. I forgot when you do the grill, it starts a preheat. It's starting its preheat again. I'm going to say it doesn't matter how long it takes for this to finish. I'm going to finish this just because I'm cooking it. But my smoke alarms are already going off. Don't cook bacon in this thing. I'm not even going to show you how long this takes for this one. Just don't do it. I'm not going to show you how long it takes to do it this way because I'm not even going to film it because it's not worth it. It's not worth it for you or your house. Don't do it. I already finished an earlier one where I did the taste test and all that such. So I'll just go ahead and show you that taste test and all. But I'm still telling you, don't cook bacon in this thing. Just don't do it. Get something else for your bacon. Do it in a pan, frying pan. Do it in a conventional oven. Do it in a regular toaster oven. Anything but this. Don't do it. So basically here's the deal. Recipes other than this one will be at superwaveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter at waveovenrecipes. If you like the video, you can give it a thumbs up if you like me going through this trouble of filling up my house with smoke twice for you. Also, you can leave comments, share the video with friends so that they know. You can also subscribe to the channel, and good eating.